So in this video today, you're going to see me chatting away in here, doing a little bit of makeup for you too, and hair. I have a new hairdo. It's not blue. And Moosie's going to talk about the books and answer a lot of questions to all you lovely ladies who spoke to him. As you can see, it is definitely a blue day. My blue tiles, the Dutch tiles that I painted on my fireplace, and my lapis lazuli jewelry today. And Moosie's all decked out in his blue. It's Dodger time again. Spring training has started. Hello, my friends. Well, I've got a new hairdo on the way, and we'll see what it looks like. All showered up. I have my Nivea on my face, so my face is all primed up and ready to go. I've told you about this stick foundation that I have been wearing for the past month or two, maybe. And I love it more so than anything. It's a Wet n Wild, so it's only $5 or $6. And for probably a year or two, I wore that liquid Wet n Wild Photo Finish Dewy Finish, and I loved it. The Wet n Wild products and foundation is great, but this goes on so easily and does cover all my age spots and sunspots and everything. So I'm going to do a little bit of this now. The comments were so varied. You all loved different things. Some of you loved everything. Some of you didn't like this, like that. So we're just going to do everything and see how it comes out. My niche is just aging successfully and happily and gratefully and doing everything we can to be happy and comfortable. So I'm going to start with this. Nivea's on. Here we go. And then I'm going to take my curlers out. I just go around, especially a little bit heavily on the cheeks because that's where my blemishes show up. Little bits here and there. Under the eyes is good too. Probably put too much on, but I can't really see anyway. So I'm just gonna rub it in. I'm a fingers gal when it comes to application. And it's the only way I seem to be able to do it quickly. As you know, I'm not wild about the beauty end of this, putting makeup on. And now, wish my face had been a little oilier. I can see sometimes when I put something that has a little more oil in it, like my bio oil gel, it goes on smoother and spreads out more. The Nivea has been on for probably 2 hours since I woke up this morning and after my shower, so it's gotten a little bit dried. Nivea never really dries. I love it. If I have something on that I don't want the makeup to get on, I will go over my chin with a sponge or a Kleenex. Right now I have a Kleenex handy, and I just try and feather it so that it doesn't get down on the white shirt. And you'll always see some makeup there, so just try and do the best you can. I would bring the makeup down on my neck if my neck was going to show that much, but it's not a biggie day. It's just Moosie and I living the simple life. And after I finish a little bit of this, I'm going to do a little bit of the fireplace with my blue and white. As I say, I'm in a blue and white mood. Now I've put on a little bit of concealer, only to cut the cheeks a little bit. I've put my blush on my cheeks, but now I'm trying to cut it a little bit on the nose to give it a little definition. And I do this as my cover up on my eyes before, because I do have some little spots on my eyes that I want to cover up. And it's always too much. So once again, take a sponge or a Kleenex and wipe most of it out. So far, so good. Now I'll just finish up my eye makeup, put a little lipstick on, and put some of my Glow Shine on, my L'Oreal Paris highlighter. The red lipstick is gone for a while. I'm back to my Revlon Iced Amethyst. And I always put a little bit of my glow on top, as I always say, to give it a glow. By the way, I do use some of this Wet n Wild blush. I don't know what color it is, but I always used my e.l.f., but I've run out of the e.l.f. So I'm going to forget these. What I do is I bring that highlighter, I bring that concealer straight down so that it kind of cuts the cheek a little bit. I don't know, it looks like it's gone here. Looks like it's gone away. but bring it down a little bit. I can't find the highlighter, so we're gonna have to forget that. Do a little eyes now. I take my little skinny brush, skinny mini. Can you see it? You know my cat is up there. I'm gonna have to show you. Mom, where are you? What are you doing up there? You're up on top of my cabinet? You like it up there? Why don't you go out with Moosie? Yes, we heard a coyote last night on the roof, didn't we? You're a little scared today, I understand. Yes, say hi. Say hi. You funny girl, boy. I'm still using my Milani tubing mascara, which I think does a good job on my eyes. And I still try and go over the eyes a little bit with just a little bit, just to show I have some eyelashes on the bottom. I don't do any wet lines or wet wings or anything like that. I just try and keep, all I want to do is just bring my eyes to life a little bit and not do anything too awfully dark. I have a fluffy brush here, and I'll go back to my colors. Can't even show you this, it's so ugly. And I will take something light, not dark, and then do the windshield wiper effect just to give it just a little color up here. I do have the hooded eye, the dreaded hooded eye, so I do what I can. Now, if it starts looking too dark, I will take my fingers and make it go away. I don't want to turn this into too much of a makeup day. Just showing you how I try and spruce myself up. I got to figure out where my... Oh, still putting this on, my Christmas present from Moosie. A little bit of this every day makes me feel good. My Estee by Estee Lauder perfume. And I have to buy it on eBay or various places where it's not available anymore in the store. Just to let you know, what I do like to use sometimes under makeup is my Bio Oil Gel. I buy it on Amazon, and I love it because it's greasy and oily, and my dry skin really needs that. And I let it dry for maybe 10, 20 minutes, and it lets the makeup just glide on. The Nivea does too, but the Nivea is more of a cream, which I have to more or less massage in. And that, I think I've used that since I went in my 30s, and I swear by my Nivea. But under the makeup, maybe sometimes I'll put a little bit of this on, and it just lets everything glide. Drinking my water, ladies. I have recovered from my fatigue the other day. I spent yesterday just gelling. I did spend a lot of time preparing Moosie's quotes on books, looking them up, looking up the comments, and just rested and did a few things here around the house. Last night we did have that Spanish rice with the rest of the steak fajitas on the top, with peppers and onions and some guacamole and cheese and sour cream. And it was like an all-in-one dish. Moosie loved it, of course. It was delicious, really good. And thank you for the gal, I can't remember your name, honey, but thank you for that suggestion, because I told you, out of that package of fajita mix, I did get 2 meals, and I even made steak and eggs yesterday morning for Moosie on Sunday morning. He wanted steak and eggs, so I took some more. So I actually got 3 meals out of that one package. Economical, right? Okay, I've put my Milani on. Now I have a toothpick. I'm going over and get the little boo-boos, little dots here and there that I mixed. Go ahead. Go and zoom in. Maybe you can get a better idea. I think I did a good job this time underneath. Do you like the foundation? You know, the idea is to keep the blush high. It's supposed to lift your face a little bit. I put some extra blush on. Sometimes it goes away. So I like to keep it up high because it maybe tends to lift the face. So I've heard anyway. By the way, my drinking cup, which is my coffee cup, my water cup, mostly now it's my water cup. and I keep it filled with cold water. When I do the bottled water, pour it in. I like the straw, but I do have to put some ice in here, and it's got the nice rubber bottom so it doesn't have the tendency to spill. And it's by Vera Bradley. Vera Bradley was someone that I used to sell her products in my retail store in my catalog, Romancing the Home, back in the 80s and 90s. And she made lovely floral or paisley, chintzy looking tote bags and shirts and dresses and various accessories. And this is, I guess, something new. They didn't have these back then. Moosie gave this to me as a present. I don't know whether it was Christmas or birthday or something last year. And I love it. And I love the rubber bottom because I've had a tendency to knock these things over. So I have recovered and I am having an up day. I was out this morning and I transplanted the rose bush. I changed my wreath. Forsythia, it reminds me of my childhood back east, was the first sign of spring because spring is coming, and forsythia was always the flower that to me came out first, the little buds back east, and I knew spring was on the way. I better get out to Moosie. He's waiting outside, so let me take my hair out here and let's see what kind of a hairdo we can do, just to change things up a bit. I'm growing my hair long, and a lot of you ladies had said, do a haircut next time you cut your hair. I won't be cutting my hair until probably the fall again because I'll be doing a lot of updos during the course of the summer, and the longer it is, the better for me because you can do more with it. I used to have thick hair, and as I age, it probably started late 70s, maybe early 80s, where it really started to thin out. So now my hairdos are basically all about illusion. I do things to promote the illusion of thicker hair. And one of my products that I do, I don't have it here to show you, is dry shampoo. I use that. And styling, various little styles. Even one of my updos, I can do that. So usually I will not brush through these curls. We'll see how authentic I can get them. I like so many different hairdos. The one that I wore most of the time as a young gal was basically the page boy, the longer one or whatever. Never did try wigs, and I'm not into them now, or toppers, because mainly it's very hard to match up this color hair that I have. This is my natural hair. Sometimes it looks pure white, and Colleen even thought that I wasn't even dyeing my hair. She made a comment recently that I thought was so funny, because I used to have, when I did my Nice and Easy for years and years, as my hair got kind of dirty blonde, I used Nice and Easy. And then as my gray came in and I was still dyeing my hair, it was pretty platinum, I guess you'd say. And this is all mine. And sometimes it looks blonde or platinum or something. I'll check it out in the bathroom after this. But now it's time to go out to Moosie. And we're going to sit, and Moosie will mostly chat this. And then I'm going to come in and change out some of the things on my fireplace. I want to take all the teapots and everything down. Valentine's Day is over, but the love remains. And I'm going to try and dig out some blue and white china. I can't find the tub that I put the candlesticks, and I have so much blue and white to match the tiles that I painted, the Dutch tiles here, and then I cemented them on the fireplace. And I've had blue and white china forever. I have plates all up here. I've collected them for years. See why I can't purge? I've made the curtains out of blue and white toile, and for years and years and years, I've loved the blue and white theme. So I'm matching today. Well, here we are. It is beautiful. Did you check the temperature in the 80s yet?
Supposed to be. I don't know.
Well, we're both a Rhapsody in blue. I'm matching Moosie Dodger Day.
You bought this shirt for me in spring training about 15 years ago.
I did.
Down in Arizona.
And what's the name on the back?
I think it's Russell, my favorite catcher.
Russell Martin,
Russell
right?
Martin, it's
Yeah.
Martin, yeah.
Martin, yep.
Yep.
Oh boy, well, spring training has become, so from now on you're going to see Moosie in an awful lot of blue. That's for sure. So I went through these and came up with 20, and we're going to attack as many as we can today. Moosie is enjoying this no end. So would you like me to read the name? I think you're going to start off with Deb Terry.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Deb. We're going to start off with your comment.
Okay, Deb goes through a bunch of the famous ones. Lord of the Rings, Outlander. These are the ones and another one called Agent Prendergast. And I'm looking that one up. And Clive Cutler. Annie.
And these are the ones that she read several times in answer to the fact that you love to read some series over and over again. And she said, yes, I do that, right?
Annie ordered Patrick O'Brien for her grandson, Annie.
Oh, I hope he loves it.
And Dee or O.D. or Dee loved Bill Bryson. He's kind of a travel guy. And I've read a couple of his books, yeah. Dottie, the assassin. I looked and looked and looked for that, and I couldn't find it. And she comments on To Kill a Mockingbird. Great stuff. Nancy, what's Dub's chintzy
Girly book. Did you ask her?
No, I know it was chintzy to me. Chintz.
Chintz. Florally.
So it's about a family in Wilfleet, Cape Cod, out the end by Provincetown. And the girl's about 12 or 13, and she starts out describing the sunroom. It's 100% 6 pieces of furniture were all white.
Wicker.
That's right, that too. And beautiful chintz of pink and green.
And she lost you there, huh?
No, then she started talking about her her boyfriend across the street. She was 13, he was 21.
Oh boy.
And finally, where she finally lost me was breakfast, where her father comes down, snaps open a newspaper, and eats his breakfast. Well, if you haven't read that 100 times, I'll be surprised.
What's the name of it?
Last Summer of the Camper Downs.
The Last Summer of Camper Downs.
Okay, the other one she recommended was the Winter Sea, and I love this one. It's like the Outliner, goes between 2 centuries. Oh, and the other one she read was Orphan Trade, and there's been 4 or 5 stories about the orphan trade. This one is a good one. I recommend this one.
I know when I was teaching 3rd grade, I read, when we had reading time at the end of the day, I ran through that whole book and read it to the children. Yes.
Try this one. I can't tell you who the author is, but it's awfully good. I tell you, this thing of switching between the 2 daughters and me, there's been 2 others that somebody has mentioned here called The Women. Get that one and read it. And Molokai, about the leper colony across from Maui. Those are dub ones that she sent around. Anyway, going back to the list here.
You don't have to do them all today if you want to expound on more of them. A little more.
Here's one, Carol, Cat's Mom.
Yeah.
The Alphabet book by Sue Grafton. I've dipped into those. She's up to alphabet 11, whatever that is.
Now, didn't you tell me last night that you have already downloaded 3 or 4 books that have been recommended by you ladies?
I will get to
Oh,
those.
okay.
And another one Carol recommended was Trad Street by Karen White, and I've got a copy of that, and I read a couple of chapters of that. Pretty good. Kathy McClure talks about Horatio Hornblower, and he was British Navy, awfully good. Oh, here's one. Cynthia Munoz, The Alchemist by Paul Coelho. He's a Brazilian, very famous. This is his first book. It's out about 15 years, 20, 30 years. The Alchemist. I bought that one and I'm into that one. I love it.
You're skipping around there, huh?
No, I'm not scared, following them in order.
Okay, good.
Cynthia's husband wrote it.
Cynthia LeGraff, yes.
Her husband is David LeGraff.
Her late husband, yes.
And I read I read part of those. See, I can get them free through
Your Kindle Club?
Kindle, yeah, Kindle Club.
Yeah. And she was saying in her comment that her late husband wrote 7 of these ebooks, and you can pick them up, I guess, on Amazon. Is that where you got them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Maureen Kenny recommended The Nightingale, and oh yeah, I read that one. And The Women.
Again.
That was the one recommended by Dub. So those are 2 good ones from her. Cindy Blair, are you reading any Bill O'Reilly's books? Yes, lots of them.
Is that the series
I
about
like
the
them.
killings?
I like them. Bets Anderson. Oh, here's one. Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett. The best book she's ever read. Now let me go into something here. It's called Pillars of the Earth, and it's one of 5 books that were written about the 13th and 15th century in England in a series called The Knight's Bridge. And they are awfully good, but I think you have to read them in order. And let me tell you, I didn't finish this series.
Why?
Pardon me. Let me tell you why. There's a guy named Nelson DeMille who back 25 years ago was writing Doorstoppers, 500-page books. And Matt would get one. He'd be on a trip to Argentina and back, and he would read it up and back, and he would give it to me, and then I would get him one of this guy, DeMille. He's written like 25 books, and I read about 5. They were very, very good, but they were pumping out about 2 a year, or every 9 months. And along with Follett, I've come to the conclusion, and I've never tried to prove it, that these guys who write series, after their books catch, what they do then is they write an outline of the next one. Well, this can happen, this is blah, 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 blah. An outline, beginning to end. And they give it to a script writer who fills in all the dialogue and description. So he's writing them with his left hand and his right hand.
Huh?
And that's something I believe, but I don't prove.
That's almost like AI in a personal way,
Yeah.
right? Do you want to stop there?
No, I'm almost done. Angela talks about the Alice Cross series. That's very good. Also on TV now. MJ, did I read War and Peace? No, I tried it. I couldn't get through it. The name was too hard to pronounce. They're all Russian.
Now, Angela, MJ also says that as a little girl, she remembers her daddy reading War and Peace in 3 days. Now, evidently that's a feat, right?
I think she was 2, and I can remember something as fantastic as that. Okay, here's just a few more. Decor says she's read 2 out of 3 of Dub's books. Vivian talks about Laura Ingalls, and that's the House on the Prairie series.
Oh, she read these to her kids.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Maureen Kinney.
Again, yeah. Maureen loves.
Vivian was yeah.
Was it Maureen that made the comment about book clubs that she found that being part of a book club and everybody reading the same book, that there's always so many interpretations, that books are so personal, that everybody has different views come out about them, and that is kind of interesting to me.
Kathleen Kenny talks about Mutiny on the Bounty, and Patrick O'Brien. Mutiny on the Bounty, my father gave me when I was in 6th grade. Loved it. That's a long time ago.
A long time ago.
Ruth, the Neil Williams Irish study. This is happiness. I got that one and read it. Not all of it, but about 5 chapters. It's very good. If you love it, if you're in love with Ireland. And then there's the Irish Country series. Oh yeah, Irish Country Doctor. And then Rosamund Pilcher. Oh, here's one. Jan Cadron's Midful series. I got that one and I loved it. And I gave it to my daughter-in-law because where she is from, North Carolina. And the Medford series is all about North Carolina.
Did you get to the Father Tim one? I don't think you talked about that. You were telling me about that.
Father Tim was Catherine, yeah.
Catherine.
The Father Tim series. I think I've read parts of that, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's all I have to say.
Well, thank you.
And guys, thanks for the comments. We've met on a lot of them. And the other thing I would tell you, out of all these 19 people, there weren't 2 who were recommending the Velvy Same book.
Yeah.
So everybody was going all around on different things.
Interesting. We have a plane overhead.
A lot of series. You know, once you fall in love with the characters, there was one in English murder mysteries by a woman named Martha Grimes, and this was the Richard Jury.
Oh, I love those.
Remember those? Each one of them was named after a pub in England where the crime was committed. And the same group would get together, you know, the one who met at the pub where they always met, and had her 3 martinis. The other one was a gay man who had a bookstore up the street. You know, great characters who all contributed to series.
Oh, I used to read those for almost all day long. My problem with reading a book that I was into was that I couldn't stop. Yep. And I would just lie on the bed all day long and read into the night, remember?
Yep.
I was a bit addicted.
Yep.
I couldn't put the books down that I really was into. Funny.
Anyway, thanks, friends. Nice talking to you again.
Well, fun. That was great. I thought maybe we'd put you on in 2 or 3 different videos and do this. Maybe we will break this up. We'll see how it goes. Because I would like it to kind of be a part of each, you know, video for a couple of weeks.
Just to the point that in order to make a knowledgeable comment, I found your books, I think 4 of them. And one of them I'm really hooked on, An Alchemist, which was Coelho's, the Brazilian's first book to be translated. And now there's like 3 million copies in print, so.
What were you laughing about out loud last night in bed? We were in bed early, and you said, oh my gosh, you've got to listen to this. And
That was the Tread Street series.
okay.
And they were talking about redoing one of the houses on Tread Street. And they were doing the same things that we did in the house that we bought.
In our first house.
That had four layers of wallpaper, and then it was painted apple green.
And
We had the whole family over there.
well, what's for the rest of the day today? Sunny, beautiful. Do you know we are expecting weather in the high 80s all the rest of the week? And on Wednesday, it's supposed to be 92 here in Southern California. Can you believe that? And then on Sunday, we have more rain.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed your little chat with Moosie outside. He was very excited to do this for you. I took most of yesterday resting and going through all the comments for Moosie about books. And he has gone through all of the books that you've recommended or talked about. Some he has ordered and read, some he's commented on, some he read a long time ago. And he loved doing this. So thank you so much for doing that. So far as all the other comments about what you love and what you don't, oh, there's so many ones that you all say, just keep doing what you're doing. You do like the vlogging, and you do like the ones where I show the real me and relaxed videos. I like those too. I really do. And of course, we keep going with our main theme, aging successfully and comfortably. And I love giving you those little hints. I won't preach. I'll teach every once in a while, but not preach. And it's all about living the simple life at this age. We're in our mid-80s, and I'm a caretaker to Moosie, as you all know, and that involves quite a bit on its own. And then I still manage to do me. And I have a lot of hobbies and stuff running in my head all the time. Obviously, I can't do it all at the same time. So you'll get a little bit of that. You'll get a little bit of the cooking and the recipes. You love that. And I love doing these unusual, easy meals. And the tasting with Moosie is always fun too. You love the gardening. You love the trips, the little car trips we do. As a matter of fact, we're ready to take one now. Moosie and I are going to go to Walmart. I did transplant that rose this morning and cut it way down. And I need more dirt. Always need dirt because we have a lot going here. So Aiden is going to be coming this week on Wednesday. We also have a doctor appointment with Moosie Wednesday. So that's a busy day. Just having fun as much as we can and enjoying life, putting up with all the things that are natural and that go along with it. I'm going to answer some specific questions as we go through the next videos also. And some of you want to know more about the kids, the family, more about Moosie and I and where we lived and all of that too. Now remember that we've done 640 videos, my friends. And if you go back and start from the beginning, my goodness, you can sort of weed through them all. I've talked about living in Scotland. I've talked about where we lived back east and up in the San Francisco area and why we moved so much. And obviously it was Moosie's business. And I think I've covered a lot of our lives in the last 4+ years. So do binge, and then if there's still anything extra, let me know. But I definitely have read every single comment, and I hope to keep you all happy with this channel. Don't forget to subscribe, my friends. Push that button and like and share, and I really would appreciate that if you would. All right, we're going to get in the car now, go to Walmart. I'll be putting more of this up in a little while as soon as Aiden comes and we can go through more tubs, find out where I put them. That's me. A lot of you say, oh, Nanny, you're so organized. No way, my friends. I'm really not. I'm flying by the seat of my pants most of the time, as I did in the younger years. With 6 kids going in all directions and growing up and all the moving and traveling that we did, you can't have an organized life that's set and you do things on set days. So I live now the way I lived then, especially because I have so many interests and hobbies too. I got to fit all that into. Okay, we're going. Bye for now, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and God bless us all.